Hello everybody, this is Tatiana Odua, and today's video is gonna be about juniper berries. So this is like a wonderful bag I have, but you can purchase them anywhere or collect them in the fall. Typically juniper berries are collected at least around here in the fall when they are in full color. If you collect them prior to them turning dark, the flavor isn't that great. But there are uses at different stages of the collection, but I'm only going to cover full ripened state of juniper berries. So what are juniper berries are used for? Well, they have a wide range of benefits. Probably the most prominent is the intestinal and microbiome support. Not just support, they basically what they do is they restore the balance of bacteria in your stomach, which is extremely important nowadays because we have so many pollutants and low quality of food that depletes our gut microbiome. So this is very great use for juniper berry. Because they restore the stomach microbiome, that may help with bloating if somebody suffers from that. They've been known also to help with UTI, but I would say it's more of a UTI support rather than treatment of an active UTI. For active UTI, there is a blend of things that I would recommend, but I will cover it in a different video. Juniper berries is pretty good supportive medicinal plant for lung and bronchial recovery as well. So if somebody recently had a cold or maybe wants to protect themselves from a cold, that would be something that be helpful in that endeavor. They're pretty good with edema. Well, that kind of goes with UTI because it's a diuretic. So if somebody has edema, drinking juniper berry extract, or like I'm going to explain how to make a juniper berry tea, would be helpful with that. Juniper berry also is very much antiviral and antibacterial. So it can help with viruses such as flu A and B type. It's actually really good against tuberculosis and even chlamydia and other types of viruses. So it's like I said, it has a wide range and spectrum of benefits. Actually, as an interesting point, in ancient Asia, juniper berries were revered really, and their surgical instruments as well as surgical threads were soaked in juniper berry extract to basically get rid of the harmful bacteria. Also, in some cultures, even till today, juniper berries are added to milk to prevent it from going sour. So it's really a miraculous gift from nature. Another pretty cool thing about juniper berries, they can be used as a nerve tonic. So drinking the juniper berry tea typically would induce some calm and relaxation state. Energetically, it's considered to be of a positive and a health energy, and actually in some cultures it is considered to be a symbol of eternal life. Not in my culture, but we definitely can use it in a beneficial as a benefit for us. So there are many ways you can actually do the juniper berry extracts, tinctures, and all sorts of things, but one recommendation I'm going to give today is one of the easiest one. So one of the ways is to actually blend or blend in a blender a certain amount of juniper berries and then boil them, let it boil on very low and let it steep. So typically you would take an X amount of berries, blend them, pulverize them, put them in a pot with X amount of water, and I'm going to give all the measurements in a second. You would put it on the stove, let it boil try to actually boil gently. So you let it boil perhaps for 5 minutes after the boiling point, and then set it aside and let it steep for another 40 to 60 minutes. And after that, you can just put it in the fridge, you know. And I typically put it in the fridge with berries in it, so it's still steeping even after, you know, after being already practically done. But I like to keep the berries until I'm ready to drink it. Then I can put it over the strainer, you know, and put the main portion in the fridge, back in the fridge. So one important note: it's not good for lactating or pregnant women, so do not drink juniper berry tea, because it actually decreases lactation, and you know, that's a no-no. And also it's not good for children under age of 2. I actually wrote down some of the common things. So children 2 years of age, you take 1/3 of teaspoon of berries for 1/3 glass of water. So if you want to make it for 7 days, you just multiply everything, or for 10 days. I typically do not recommend storing it for more than 10 days would be top, because it oxidizes, but some people do it even up for 2 weeks. I typically try to do something like 5-7 days, and then just on a weekend you can redo it. For children ages 3 to 5, it's 2/3 of a teaspoon on half a glass of water. For children 6 to 8, 1 teaspoon on half a glass of water. For children 9 to 12, it's 1.5 teaspoon on 1 full glass of water. And for children from 13 to 14, 1 tablespoon of berries, of pulverized berries, that's important, on a full glass of water. And 15 plus is basically you measure as an adult, which would be 2 tablespoons on 300 milliliters, which is 10 ounces of water. So when I say a glass, I'd say it's half of 10 ounces, so to say. And as always, as I recommended before, for the first time, make it as diluted as possible and see how it goes. So if you have younger children, make it half of the recommended amount and see how it goes, because I'm going to tell you something else. So juniper berries is also anti-parasitic, and it's a wide range anti-parasitic, meaning that it's going to work for a lot of different types of parasites. So once those parasites are going to be evacuated or evicted, they're going to try to create some havoc in your body. Some of them may die, which will produce toxicity syndrome, which is okay. That's why I always recommend start with small and build up. So typical treatment range is from 10 to 15 days, and you have to take the recommended amount in the morning on an empty stomach and before bed. If you are taking it twice a day, cut it into 2, especially if it's your first time taking it. Also, going with moon cycles is recommended typically. So parasites, if you are doing it for parasitic infections or as a preventative, for example, start anywhere between 5 days before the full moon and continue on. And the reason why is because the natural cycle of parasites typically falls on a full moon, where the eggs hatch and new ones emerge. So you want to, in a real anti-parasitic program, you will probably want to address it for a much longer period, but as a beginning stages and like a prophylactic measures, this is going to be good enough. Also for parasitic, if you are using juniper berries for a wide range parasitic preventative / treatment, it's good to boil juniper berries, blended, pulverized, as I mentioned before, in mustard oil. You boil it on low for 15 minutes. And you take it for 2 weeks, 1 tablespoon before food. So let's say if you're eating 3 times daily, that's for adult. For children, I would start with the water, because once you do the oil, it's much more potent. So start with the water, build up, start for 10-15 days, build up a little bit of, your body will adjust to it, see how it goes. Then start again another month. It's not really that hard once you would boil the original amount, and you just do it for 10 days the first time and see how it goes. Then wait 2-3 weeks, start again. So with all the natural remedies, yes, it does take time, but the results are amazing. Like I said, the juniper berry has so many different health benefits. So even if you're not addressing one, you're actually helping the other. So you can't go wrong with that. So I think I covered everything, and you can also drop any questions in the comments. And I love you all, and thank you so much for your time. Thanks. Bye.